Okay, so you have your space all set up and prepared. Your baby is going to be on their back to start with for this routine, so get your nice blanket ready to cover them so they're really snuggly. And we're going to start, as always, by leaning forward and rubbing our hands together. We're not going to use any oil just yet, so you're making sure your hands are really lovely and warm, and you can ask your baby if they're happy for a massage. Are you ready for a massage? And you're just going to place your hands really lightly and gently over their chest. We're going to start with some still touch. So you can have a couple of deep breaths. Starting to relax. Make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Your hands are feeling soft. Exhaling any negative thoughts or feelings or experiences. Taking your hands off. Gently moving them to the arms for around 5 seconds. And gently taking your hands off and moving them towards the tummy area. Again, for around 5 seconds. Down to the legs. Have another nice deep breath. Do this twice. So just to gradually introduce your baby to your touch and that feeling of gentle pressure, of comfort and safety and loving connection. Okay, and we can take the blanket off. If you want to use some oil, now would be a good time to get some going, or you could just work over their clothes. So this stroke we're going to start with is called the velvet cloak, and it's about 1 to 2 minutes simply stroking down your baby's body, just getting them used to your touch, starting to get the oxytocin flowing. So after around only 20 seconds of touch, your baby starts to produce oxytocin, the love hormone, the feel-good hormone, and actually you both start to produce it through touch. So all the benefits for you as well. We're going to work on your baby's legs. So this next stroke is called Indian draining. You're going to take one leg, securing the ankle with one hand, and you're going to stroke from the top of the thigh down to the foot with your other hand, and then securing the ankle with that hand and swapping over. So this helps to release tension from their body and to relax the muscles in their leg. And now to their foot. If they've had any trauma to their feet in terms of heel pricks, you can just hold their foot. If not, we're going to do some sole stroking. So with your thumbs, just going to run one thumb after the other up and down the sole of their foot. And now we can find a reflexology point called the solar plexus point, which is found just underneath the ball of the foot. You can use your thumb or your forefinger, just hold for around a count of 5. This technique is called press for calm, and in reflexology it's used to induce relaxation. And then to finish on this foot, we can make some little train tracks, one thumb after the other, just running gently up and down their foot towards the ankle, and then over to the other leg for the same sequence. So we started with our Indian draining, so just securing the ankle with one hand, and then from the thigh down to the ankle, stroke with your other hand, then swap over, doing the same thing, get into a little flow with that, one hand after the other. And then to our lovely soul stroking, so your one thumb after the other, running up and down the sole of their foot. And now we can find that lovely solar plexus point, which is just underneath the ball of the foot. Just have a little hold for around a count of 5. Finish on the side, some train tracks. So on the front of the foot, you've got your one thumb running up and down the front of their foot up towards their ankle. Okay, so onto their tummy. You can get your blanket or towel just to cover up their legs, make sure they're nice and snug. You may also want to just loosen up their nappy a little bit, undo the tabs, loosen it up, just to give them a little bit more breathing room. And we're going to start with a resting hand, so just placing your hand on their tummy, just going to bring lots of warmth to the area through your hand and letting them know where we're going next. We're going to start with a very simple sunshine. So you're just working in a clockwise circle around their belly, helping to move any air through the large intestine for it to be expelled. Around 6 of these. And then to a fantastic technique called paddling downstream, where we're gently encouraging the movement of air from the top of the bow to the bottom. So you're just going to start underneath your baby's ribs and follow one hand after the other, just super light and gentle, like you're scooping out the contents of their tummy. And then on to a technique called the sunset and the moon. So if you imagine your baby's tummy as a clock face, and with the flats of your forefingers on your right hand, you're going to find 9 o'clock and semicircle around to 3 o'clock. And you're going to bring your left hand in to find 12 o'clock and make a moon shape down to 6 o'clock. So you have your right hand making your semicircle from 9 to 3, which is your sunset, and your left hand 12 down to 6 for your moon. Follow one hand after the other, your sunset and your moon, again around 6 times. And now for our rainbow reliever, which is going to move air bubbles through the intestine and encourage circulation to the whole of the bowel. So we're going to, with the flats of our forefingers, start to make some little circles in the shape of a rainbow as a semicircle over the navel. So just really lightly and slowly, gently making these lovely circular movements for again around 6 times. And then finally you've got your resting hands to finish on the tummy. So onto your baby's chest. If they're still happy to continue, you can use your towel or your blanket just to cover up their belly and their legs. Make sure you're always keeping them really snug. So the chest is a really sensitive area. It houses the lungs and the heart, and often you see babies keeping their arms in really close to their chest to protect these areas. So we're simply just going to have a resting hand over their chest. Again, we're just bringing lots of lovely warmth to the area and slowly giving your baby the opportunity to get used to being touched in this area. In 6-week and beyond routines, we've got a lot more techniques and lots of songs and rhymes for the chest. But for now, we're just mindfully introducing our touch to this area. Okay, so onto your baby's arms with some Swedish draining. You can secure your baby's wrist with one hand, and you're going to stroke your other hand from the wrist to the top of the arm and then swap over. So this is a classic Swedish massage stroke, always massaging up towards the heart. Helps to boost the circulation and the lymphatic system. If your baby isn't so keen on having their arm massaged right now, you can always go back to your still touch. We're going to work into their hand. So with your thumbs, you can just run them up and down into their palms. You might see their little grasp reflex opening and closing their hands as you do this. And then to finish with a little solar plexus hold. So finding the center point in their palm and holding just gently for around a count of 5. And then the same little sequence on the other arm. So you're going to secure the wrist with one hand and stroke upwards, swapping over, one hand after the other, get into like a little flow. This is for your Swedish draining. If they're not so keen on that, remember you can always come back to your still touch. And then into their palm, you've got your thumbs, running one thumb after the other. And then to finish with your lovely solar plexus hold. So just finding that center point in their palm and holding for around a count of 5. Some little strokes through the chest and the arms, and well done. So we can have a little go on their face, which can have a really soporific effect. So they're great to do at bedtime, as long as your baby has had a good feed beforehand. So if you place your thumbs at the centre of their forehead and just glide them out gently to the side. So from the middle out to the sides. This is also a great way to get some eye contact with your baby. And then a very sweet stroke with your forefinger from the centre of the forehead down to the nose. A couple of these. And if your baby is happy for a little bit of tummy time, you can try some back massage. So you can get your towel or your blanket over your legs. Baby can be on your outstretched legs. You can cup their bottom with your hand, and then just some very simple strokes down their back. And then you can start to stroke from the back of their head all the way down their legs. This is great for their body awareness, for realising where they start and finish. Great to get a little bit of tummy time in and back massage at the same time. Okay, so you can wrap your baby up and give it a really big cuddle. Well done. So I really hope you and your baby enjoyed this massage and continue to enjoy this routine until you feel you're ready to move on to the 8 weeks and beyond videos that are separated into different areas of the body so that you can get used to a full routine for one area before moving on to the next, and you can gently build up to having a lovely full body routine of around 30 minutes to enjoy. So see you there, and in the meantime, get in touch, let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear from you.